Today, we are grateful to have Reverend Madeline Diemer with us. She's going to give her thoughts on tapping into your power library. And to go along with that, I have a reading from Daily Word entitled Power Within. My inner strength is greater than any outer appearances. I am connected within to the Spirit of God. Wherever I go, whatever I do, I am divinely uplifted. I may look back on my life and find times when I felt insignificant or I lacked courage and confidence. Still, I take to heart the energy available to all things, even something as simple as water. Once harnessed and directed, water becomes the dynamic force in a steam turbine. Those same molecules, when influenced by cold, become ice that is powerful enough to crack concrete and uproot trees. When I discover and harness my power within, I have the potential to make a mighty difference in my life and in the world. I place my attention on spirit. With faith, I can overcome any circumstance. My inner strength is greater than any outer appearances. And I quote Ezekiel 36:27. I will put my spirit within you. And so it is. And now we will be entertained and enjoy the talents of Daniel Harris and Alex Garrido.
Do you remember me? I sat upon your knee. I wrote to you with childhood fantasies. Well, I'm all grown up now, but still need help somehow. I'm not a child, but my heart still can dream. So here's my lifelong wish, my grown-up Christmas list. Not for myself, but for a world in need. No more lives torn apart, that wars would never start, and time would heal all hearts. And everyone would have a friend, and right would always win, and love would never end. This is my grown-up Christmas list. As children we believe the grandest sight to see is something lovely wrapped beneath the tree. But heaven surely knows the packages and bows could never heal a hurting human soul. No more lives torn apart, that wars would never start, and time would heal all hearts. Everyone would have a friend, and right would always win, and love would never end. This is my grown-up Christmas list. What is this illusion called? The innocence of a youth. Maybe only in our blind belief can we ever find the truth. No more lives torn apart, that wars would never start, and time would heal all hearts. And everyone would have a friend, and right would always win, and love would never end. No, this is my grown-up Christmas list. This is my only lifelong wish. This is my grown-up Christmas list.
Oh, it's so good to be here. I'm so glad. I can't honestly say I see all of your faces. I don't. But I can feel your presence and feel your energy, and I'm grateful for it. Well, today, yes, we're talking about power. Well, did you know that there's a new conspiracy out there? I can feel you groaning already. Oh my God, another one? Well, this conspiracy is, well, what about Christmas? We're not going to have Christmas. We can't do it the way we want to do it. Have I whined enough? You got the point. Okay. Well, you know, the Christmas message has been standing for 2,000 years or so, and I imagine it's going to go another couple thou, don't you think? And it's pretty simple. You know, it's just summed up by what the angels said to the shepherds. Fear not, I bring you glad tidings of great joy, which shall be to all. The big clue is to all. So that peace and that glad tidings, that is going to continue for us. So our great teacher, Jesus, said that, you know, my power is not mine. It is due to the Father within me. So he indicated that all power is borrowed. And indeed it does. It is borrowed because every breath is borrowed. Our life is borrowed. You want to think about it. Our energy is borrowed. And so if it's borrowed, then okay, fine. Where is the great rental place? How can I connect, right? What do I do? Well, of course, one of the ways that we access power is through the words that we use. I love the word ideal because the word ideal opens a door to higher consciousness. When we say, what is the ideal solution here? Bing, a door higher up opens. Or if we say, this is going to be a win-win situation, we can thank God and Stephen Covey, who brought that about. Because before, there was only the winner and the loser, right? Those were the two choices. Not anymore. Now both sides can benefit. In a conflict, both sides can get their needs met, and that's wonderful. My friend Serena uses the words grace and ease. When she gets ready to do something, she says, I see it done with grace and ease. Grace and ease. And that really works. And then, of course, Esther Hicks, channeling Abraham, you know, in the back of one of their books, they list the phrase, wouldn't it be nice? You know, instead of, I got to get that, I got to do that. Wouldn't it be nice if? And that opens the door to so many wonderful good things. We access this power. We access this power also through our attitudes. And I recall talking to a little boy. His name was Billy. And Billy had a mother who was a spanker. You know the routine. I'm doing this for your own good. I mean, even an 8-year-old can figure out there's something matter with that logic, right? And so I said, my goodness, what do you do? How do you deal with that? And he shrugs his shoulders and he said, boys will be boys and girls will be girls. And that's how he got along. Another little girl, also 8, her name was Jenny, and she had a stepfather who was mean and controlling. Now, he wasn't abusive, so we don't have to go there. He was just mean and controlling. I want you to do this now. He'd get right in her face. I want you to do this now. He said, oh my God, Jenny, what do you do? Then she smiled and she said, I think butterflies. I think butterflies. And that's how she managed. So here we are, we're in a situation, and we can choose an attitude. We can say, this is a major mudslide. Well, there was some evidence to support that theory, but that's all right, we won't go there. Or we can say, this is soil fertile for miracles. This is soil fertile for miracles. Not just one miracle, miracles. Miracles. So we can also access this power, this divine power within us, through action. So I have to tell you my favorite COVID story about these two kids. All right, so here is little Bobby, and he is 5 years old. And he goes into his closet, he gets out his tote bag, rolls it to the center of the room, goes in the dresser drawer, gets some clothes out, stuffs it in the tote. His 2-year-old sister, Sarah, is watching him. He says, come on, Sarah. They go into her bedroom, he rummages around, he gets some clothes, he stuffs them into the tote, zips it up, grabs her hand and says, we're going to go talk to Mom now. They march in the living room. They say, hey, Mom, we've had enough of this COVID thing. We're leaving. You know, don't we wish it would be that easy? But of course, the humor of the whole thing that we're in is that there's no escape. You know, oh yeah, fly to Bermuda? Oh, forget it. Oh, forget it. And that's all a part of the wonderful lesson. So, dear Pearl, who was in a church several years ago in my church, Pearl did the opposite thing. Instead of packing a bag, she unpacked her hospital bag. This is what happened with Pearl. Pearl had lost her husband. She was grieving, and she had gone out in the yard and tried to move a tree limb, and whoo, her back. Suddenly she couldn't walk. So she does what the average person, of course nobody in here is average, but anyway, what the average person does, and she went to the doctor, and he said, surgery, absolutely. Oh yes, by the way, there's a 50% chance you're going to be paralyzed. So Pearl, leaves the doctor's office, and she goes home, and she tells her sister, I think if I could just be in bed for a week, I'd be all right. Her sister says, count me in, I'll fix your meals. So Pearl unpacks her hospital bag, puts the bag way away in the closet, and goes to bed. And of course, in a week, she's fine, absolutely, up. And Pearl knows something about the unconscious mind. She knows that the unconscious mind is very impressed with rituals and actions. So when she unpacked that bag and put all her clothes away, the unconscious mind is saying, oh, okay, I guess we're not going to the hospital. All right, let's get with this new plan, right? And so then Pearl was okay. Pearl was very, very good, as a matter of fact. So with many of you, one of the ways that you access your power is through prayer. And of course, there can be no improvement on that. Prayer always works. Prayer always works. So this morning, I'd like to talk about a particular kind of prayer called praise. And in any church that you go into, we had this wonderful music this morning, and that is praise, which begins the service. And that's what most churches do, which is wonderful. So we could carry this maybe a little step further and go into Psalm 100. And in Psalm 100, it says, it's talking about the Lord's presence, and it says, let us enter into his gates with thanksgiving, and let us enter into his courts with praise. So it calls this little subtle distinction here. Thanksgiving is good. Gratitude is good. And if you haven't given gratitude to your appliances and your refrigerator and water heater, please do so. Washer, thank you. You're doing such a good job. Believe me, they love it. They will last and last and last. Well, anyway, So Thanksgiving is good. Praise is going a little deeper. And the fun of it is developing your own praise. Developing, yes, it's fine to get it out of a book or to sing it, but develop your own praise. So this is like a little baby example, but one day I was thinking about God and trying to think about the nature of God and what's good about God. And I thought, God is fresh. Yes, always fresh, always new. No shelf life. We don't have to worry about that. No expiration date. Gotta toss it out. God is fresh. And then I forgot about it. And I went to work that morning, and at the university, this has never happened before or since my 18 years there. Here comes a man with a wheelbarrow loaded with fresh produce. And he's wheeling it in the halls, and he's saying, here, have some. He's giving it away. Well, okay, that's how that works. That is wonderful, wonderful to know. Wonderful to know. And then we might use praise also with loss, with losing something. It's easy, distraction at this time of year. We've lost something. And then we go into a praise. God is divine mind. There is no loss in divine mind. And with God, if something is temporarily out of my sight, there is a reason for it. There's a reason for it. Last year I was in Charlottesburg, Virginia, and I lost my sunglasses in Whole Foods. And so I did the usual things to try to retrieve them. No luck. Well, as I was going out, I could hear this man. He was laboring behind this cart, and he was saying to the clerk, "Where's the milk?" And she said, "Oh, sir, it's all the way in the back there." And you could just feel him. If you were there, you could feel what that meant to him. And so, still no sunglasses. And then, it came to me. Every time I thought of the sunglasses, I thought of this man. So that means that this man needs extra prayers. He was already getting prayers, but he needed extra prayers. And so this went on for a week, and then all of a sudden, the sunglasses reappeared. Go figure. Oh, go figure. But there's always a reason for it. There's always a reason for it. And so the thing with power is that we don't have to worry. Are we going to have the power for this? Are we going to have the energy for this? No, because we are always, the Spirit of God always gives us the energy, the power, and the experiences we need to evolve. And that's why we're here. We're all evolving. Ralph Joslin, who was in my church a number of years ago, had this experience. Ralph got up in the middle of the night to make the nightly stop in the restroom. And when he walked in, he could feel himself falling. Now, he was a senior, right? And all he could think was, God. And he could see as if invisible hands out, as if to cushion his fall. And then he lost consciousness. So his wife called the paramedics. Of course, they took him to the hospital. There are a couple of miracles here. His bones were very brittle, and the ceramic floor was very hard, not a bone broken. And while he was unconscious, he had a near-death experience. And he was walking up to this wonderful little cottage, and there were these little flowers, in the window boxes, and it was just so wonderful. He said, "Oh, I'm home, I'm home, I'm home. I'm so happy." And he woke up, and his wife smiled at him, and he said, "Honey, I will never, ever be afraid of death again, because I've been there, I've seen it, and it's nothing to fear, and you don't have to fear either." And through this experience, God helped Ralph evolve. God helped Ralph evolve. All right, Miss Carmen, do I have time for one more short story? Okay, good. All right. As we think about praising God, we think about God as being merciful. And I have to tell you this story about Anna Myers, because this has been, for a long time, she has wanted to tell this story. Anna Myers was in the hospital, and she was dying. She was in ICU. And what happened was she had a kidney problem. And because of the kidney problem, she was not able to void. Hey, everybody with me here? Okay. And so the nurse comes up to her and says, Anna, if you don't void, you're not going to make it. You know that, don't you? And Anna is so weak, she just sort of, yeah. And at that time, the nurse says, I'm telling you what, I'm going to do a rain dance for you. Now, you have to picture this woman has the body of Santa Claus, okay? Roly-poly. She was this wonderful nurse. And so what she does is, I'm going to do this rain dance for you. And here it was, ICU, deathly quiet. And then she starts whirling and twirling and throwing her arms here and there and everywhere. And flesh is flying and everything is jiggling and jaggling. And Anna couldn't stand it anymore. She burst out laughing. And of course, you know what happened. You know what happened. And Anna lived for many more years after that. Many more years after that. So, all right. So, and as we go forward, as I'm closing, yes, finally. As I am closing, let us, as we look out, again, keep going back to the nature of God, that God is oneness, God is wholeness, and make a promise that every person we encounter, we are going to be able to acknowledge something about them that is like us. Something, one teeny tiny point. That's all that's required. And I ask that you join with me in that effort. In that way, we indeed will see the visible signs of oneness and wholeness coming upon this earth. Peace on earth. Thank you.
Good morning. So today, our message was, for we have great joy and consolation in thy love. And we chose to make little bookmarks that we could give to a family or friend, and also one that we could make for ourselves, reminding us that we're always loved. So they've been creative in coloring and making their own bookmarks today to give away. So would you all like to say anything? Did you want to say anything?
I have glowing hair. I love God. This bookmark is for my mom.
So we have a message for the children.
Yes, so this time we're going to bless the children. So I'm going to invite all of you to stand where you are and take your programs, your Sunday programs, and within there you'll find the children's blessing. And so we'd like to dedicate this to the children. Together, we honor you, we bless you, we behold the presence of God within you. And so it is. Okay. And so thank you. You may be seated. Okay, children, thank you for being here. And now, Carol and Alex and Daniel.
Yes, we've got a little funny song to end today. We hear so many of the Christmas carols. We've got some different words for you today. Dashing through
The sand in a rented minivan, driving by the bay, laughing all the way. Ha ha ha! Tourists drive too slow everywhere you go. Oh, what fun it is to live in sunny FLA. Jingle bells, coconut shells, dolphins in the bay. Oh, what fun it is to live in sunny FLA. Hey, orange juice stands, Mickey Mouse land, gators in your way. Oh, what fun it is to live in sunny FLA. Crowded shopping malls, lotto and bingo halls, sunshine that's too hot, a football team that's not. Santa Claus wears shorts, fake Christmas trees galore. Oh, what fun it is to live on Florida's western shore. Hey, jingle bells, coconut shells, dolphins by the bay. Oh, what fun it is to live in sunny FLA. Hey, orange shoe stands, Mickey Mouse land, gators in your way. Oh, what fun it is to live in sunny FLA. Living in FLA.